So when we learn about fundamentals of marksmanship and how to make the bullets hit where we want them to hit, we talk about sight alignment and sight picture. Well, I'm going to change that verbiage a little bit and talk about sight control. And sight control is one of our 3 pillars of combat shooting. All right. On the target that I'm shooting, I actually manipulated my sights by tilting the gun high, low, and left and right, getting that front sight to move all the way around, and you'll notice my hits are still within an acceptable area, still acceptable in a gunfight. Part of our issues with expanding our training is our egos, and we judge shooters by how pretty their target is and how tight their group is. Now, I'm not saying we don't need to work on our fundamentals. I'm not saying we don't need to work on precision shooting. We do need to gain an understanding and a competent ability at that. But when we talk about combat shooting, we don't need perfect sight picture. When we're initially taught about sight picture, we're taught our sights are supposed to be nice and even across the top, nice and smooth, right? Equal amount of light on each side, left and right. And forgive me, I'm not an artist. But we don't need this to get acceptable hits, especially in modern day gunfighting ranges. This is not necessary, nor is it really capable, all right? You're not really able to do this in a gunfight when you're moving, they're potentially shooting or attacking you, right? This is perfectly acceptable. And where's your round gonna hit? Yeah, it's gonna hit a little high, but if you notice on my target, it was still in an acceptable range. Guess what else is acceptable? That's acceptable as well. Yeah, my round's gonna hit a little low, still in a combat acceptable area on the human torso. I then took my target, or I should say my pistol, and I took that M&P Shield Performance Center and I moved it over there. Well, guess where my round's gonna hit? It's gonna hit a little high and to the left. And if you notice on the target, it was still in the C zone. And I can also do this. Let me draw it over here so you guys can see it better. Again, like I said, I'm no Van Gogh. But what I want you to understand is that you can manipulate that front sight pretty drastically in your rear sight notch and still get acceptable hits. It's important for you to go out and practice and see how much you can get away with your sights from different distances. Shoot this at 5 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards, 15, and even 25. Obviously, the further away you get from your target, the smaller your target is, the more precision you're gonna need with those sights. But this standard perfect sight picture that we learned day 1 in firearms training is not always necessary.